continuing our wonderful series of golf with which you guys voted on is the most popular cheese, Joe Cheese, the golfer, which is also, in my opinion, the most iconic cheese, because when you think of a cheese, you think Joe Cheese. The one that started it all. Today we're going to be playing golf, and it's been a while since I played this game, as I say every time. So today, we're going to be relearning how to play golf. See, we're full circle there. This time the title actually kind of means something. I'm just saying that because that's the name of the title. And honestly, as much as I like Joe Cheese, we're going to have to rush and get this series over with because I'm running out of questions to ask for the titles. And I don't want to just start being like, Golf. Episode 8. This is not fun. The whole theme is like, golf. Another golf stream. Why golf? So I'm continuing the questions. You only ask things with the question intent for so long. Hopefully this time it will load properly. I'm saying this as it's loading. Last time it was extremely slow. Oh, we're continuing. Oh, this is where we left last time. Okay. I think I might have accidentally deleted that stream because it didn't work. Okay. So, see the goal in golf. Okay, and I know this from a lot of experience. Okay, number one way to win is to get it in the hole. Okay? Especially right here. This is the spot where we kind of... I didn't really go there. Yeah. Oh, perfect. Perfect. Beautiful. Look at that. You know it's gonna get in when the get in there guy yells, get in there. Another iconic member. This is an iconic series right here. We're tied for 23rd. Oh my gosh, what was I doing? I know it was really laggy, but still. Okay. This guy helped us more than it hurt us. Is what I told myself. Okay, we strong wins right now. Oh my gosh, I'm just going everything. I did it again. I swear if you... We have to get it in here. Oh my gosh, okay. Please don't be too much. Okay. I did that thing that the basketball does when you shoot it and it just kind of goes around and around. Makes your heart rate go up. We had a double bogey earlier as well. This is apparently not my game. Like, I remember it being laggy, so, you know, I'm gonna blame that a bit, but jeez. You know what? We're gonna restart this because... No, we're not. We're not gonna restart it. It's being slow. I don't know if it's because the PGA 22's out, so, like, I think it's EA that made this game. It's like, nah. We don't need to pay attention to the older games because they're old. And, you know, if something's old, you shouldn't take care of it. Wise words from Jodell. Hey, we're just sitting here. There's nothing. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is slow. I'm sorry. If we finish this hole and do a second hole, that's all I'm going to do tonight because I have to wake up really early tomorrow. If we finish this hole and we go to another hole and it's still like this, I'm just going to say that's the game. And we're going to have to end another series here. So with how things are going, this could be the end of Joe Cheese tonight. Because sitting here and waiting a long time like that is not really what I see. So it might just be this match, so we'll finish the match. Okay, a little fast. Overall pretty good. But Oh, never mind. Not good. We'll finish the match. Perfect. And then after that, if it's still like this, we're, okay, I was hoping that'd go a little bit more to the left. If I gave it the power, it definitely would have made it there. Very good, see. If I miss this, if I, voice crack, miss this, come on. It's like, oh, you gotta go 2 inches to the left, so I go 2 inches to the left, and what happens? It does the same thing. Okay, I gotta go just like 1 inch to the right. Do a little whoomp. You know, I'm gonna make a little say, a little whoomp. See, that worked. That worked. Now we're positives. We're in the positives. Joe Cheese, what happened? The beginning of the game was amazing, and then apparently just went downhill. I of course, am probably gonna blame the lag. It was a deleted stream, so I can just say it was extremely laggy, because most likely you weren't there. And you never will be. Boom. Beautiful. Beautiful. Wonderful. That's the Joe Cheese we all love and know. I swear, if you give me a highlight of a different person, I don't care. Why do I care about this guy? I don't. I just want to swing. Well, we're here for Joe Cheese. We're not here for some other guy. If we were here for some other guy, we would actually watch golf. Oh, beautiful, 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 beautiful. Okay, a little too much. I was thinking I went a little too far back, but apparently I went too far forward. Counter in the wind, full strength. Perfect. Very good, very good. This is for par. Okay. We'll settle with it. We'll settle. I was hoping that we would at least get to even. Apparently not. We're tied for 48th. Oh, our total, yeah, our total is +1. Honestly, I personally don't think it should be like +1 or -1, because if it's a negative, it'll have a minus sign next to it. If there's no negative next to a number, it is to assume that it is a positive. Like there, it says 345 yards there in the bottom right corner. Okay? It is to assume that that is positive 345 yards that's being measured, not negative 345 yards. This is slow. Come on. What are you interneting for? There's no internet required for this part of the game. This is not an internet segment. I am not playing online. I'm not playing online. This is an offline mode against not real players. And my internet's fine as well, might I say. See, is this EA trying to get a monopoly going on in the golfing game industry? I see what you're doing, EA. Yeah, I see this. You are making it almost impossible to play earlier versions of the game. so that I play this game and it becomes out of date. And I get mad. I'm like, this game's out of date. And you're like, oh, it's because the game's out of date. You gotta buy the new game. Like, oh, what's the newest game? Oh, this is 21 that I have. What's the newest game? 22 is the newest game. So you're saying one game went by. It's been 1 year since this game came out. Actually, almost 2 now. Because when I opened the game, they were advertising 23. So you're saying that it's been almost 2 years since it came out. And I don't know how much money it was because I got it for free off of PlayStation Plus monthly membership. But you're telling me that basically if I were to buy this game, in order to do anything in the game, I have about 2 years until I have to spend that money again. On knowing EA, well, I think this game's made by EA. I hope it is, because if it's not, then I'm just bashing some other game. But if it is EA, most likely PGA Tour. Yeah, this is not loading. That has to be the end of Joe Cheese then, because this won't load. It didn't last time. It's not this time. But yeah, I'm gonna finish this about EA because this is one of the problems that people really need to spread awareness about EA, and like apparently they're doing this to golf. Is if I had spent money on it, I'm gonna do the research. We're gonna do the research right now. Going on Google right now, the most reliable source of all time. Okay. How much money was PGA Tour 21 on release day? So when it came out, this was a $60 game. So you would spend $60 to play this game, which there's not a lot to this game. I mean, it's literally just golf, and then golf career mode, and then play with friends. And then create courses. Those are like the 3 things that this game has, plus practice. So this game has like 4 things if you include the practice mode. There's really nothing else to this game, which is alright, because it's a golf game. I don't expect it to be an in-depth game. But a normal person would pay $60 to play this game. 60 full-on dollars to play this game, so that 2 years can go by and it doesn't work anymore and you have to spend another $60. Oh, it loaded. Thanks. Oh, yay, it loaded. And it still doesn't make sense because this is not online, so I don't know what it's searching for with like the statistics and everything, with like the loading and like the internet, because that's the internet symbol, that's the connecting to internet. So I don't know why you need that, because that other guy, what he just did, does not require any internet whatsoever to load. And there was no problems before with it either. That's the other weird thing, is I played this game in Florida and in Wisconsin, okay? Both times it was fine, and then just suddenly... Oh, thank goodness. And then suddenly it just stops working, and it will do that. I mean, it's golf. It's already a kind of slow game, but for you to just have it sit there and be nothing, it just takes away from it. It's annoying. So if that's how the game's gonna be, I'm not gonna like feed into this. Pretty much monopoly that's happening. So that's my theory of the day. You know, wind's really strong today in the game. Oh, I thought the hole was farther away than what it was, and I thought that was just the ball running out of steam because it was uphill. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a couple more shots, but if we get another moment like that, I'll go on another rant, and if I finish the rant and it's not done loading, then I'm probably gonna hear. Honestly, I think after we'll finish this course, which we're on hole 14 out of 18. If we finish it and we go into another course and it's still like that, I guess Joe Cheese is gonna retire. He's got his millions of dollars, you know, his Puma sponsorship up there with the hat. You know, he's got his money. He's pretty much set for life. And you know, he wants to tend to his family. And he knows he can't do that while practicing golf. He can't be elite. He wants to help his son follow his dreams in the sport that his son wants to play, which shall not be revealed yet. And so maybe, you know, he is thinking about retiring. And for story reasons, I don't want it to be just because it's laggy. You know, especially the sport is just starting to feel slower for him. He's just not having as much fun as he used to. There's something about it's a lot more slow, and you know, doesn't really work as much. So he's contemplating it. That doesn't mean he's going to. It's kind of like Tom Brady, where it's like he'll talk about it and he's gonna think about it. And like, and then he'll do it, you know, he's saying, I'll do it for my family. And then he might do it for his family and then lose his wife along the way. You know? So that's where he is right now. It's like the Tom Brady situation. He could continue going and, you know, sacrifice his family for the game, blah, blah, blah. But also it's not. And it's just like Tom Brady, as he's going through this stuff of deciding if he wants to continue playing or not. He's doing kind of garbage. Usually he's like top of the chain. Right now he's like 40th. Let's just see where it goes. It's probably gonna go to the right curve left. No, it's strong right turnage right there. Plus, this is a fun series, but it is starting to get a little boring just because it's kind of the same stuff every stream, which is nice. And as I think I said this the last stream, but that stream got deleted because if you thought how slow it was today was bad, it was really bad the last stream. Like, I straight up, as you saw, we continued here. I like gave up. I didn't even want to wait anymore. That's how aggravating it was. So if it's not gonna be fun anymore, you know, we're gonna have to end it there. Also, the whole appeal of playing golf, it was something for me to play that I can kind of relax my brain to, and then also speak on top of. Because like when I first started streaming, I had a lot of troubles of speaking while playing it, and I still kind of do, but I think I'm much better at it now, where I can speak and play at the same time. But it used to be a really big problem, so I never really got to speak whatever I wanted to the camera, because I would be busy playing like a game on the Hive or something. And so golf was that game where I could play and talk, so I could say what I want. Oh, that was annoying. I could say what I wanted to say, but it wasn't just me speaking. There was still something for me to do, still something to be watched. It wasn't just purely, you know, game, but also wasn't purely golf. It was a good mixture, and you know, it would be really fun streams because I could just get my mind off. I could just say whatever I want, anything about the channel, anything in general, about how everything's going. And, you know, it was nice. And then also, you know, I still had stuff to speak about the game. But now, you know, it's not as fun because Ah, I am much better at like playing the game and speaking now, where I just do that every stream. And so now that that's just becoming a thing that I'm better at doing, it's not really as fun. And plus yeah, we're almost tied for 50th. It is, I don't know, it's kind of the purpose is being lost. It was good for the beginning, like starting off. Like I know, like, I'm not any big streamer or anything, and like I don't think we even have, how many people are watching? Is like no one watching right now. But I will say anyone who may be watching this, like maybe someday I just like blow up and become like a big streamer or something, or big YouTuber, and people start to look back at my videos and see how I used to be like and what I used to say, how my old videos were, and you're watching this, or just somehow someone who wants to maybe start streaming or something, and they want any advice. All I can say is that if you want to start streaming and you're not used to it, and like a Forrest Gump moment, and it's like Forrest Gump when he's about to like give his speech about the Vietnam War, and then the audio just cuts out and no one knows what he said. But if you want to start streaming, one of the good things I would do is do what you want to do and try being you, but sometimes it can be hard to get you through because sometimes you don't know what to say, or you don't know what you want to speak about, or you, like me in my situation, you get caught into the game, and so you end up forgetting that the camera's even there, so you ended up speaking at all. So any advice I would give is, if you want to get into streaming, I mean really get into streaming, get at least one game or one series, or one just kind of thing that you can consistently do that people can follow. So for me that's golf, but it could just be like a relaxing Minecraft world, or just like kind of a build world where there's still stuff to talk about and there's still stuff to watch and for you to do, but you can still speak. And because of that, just focus those streams on being more just speaking to the audience, just saying what you want, and try focusing more on just speaking the entire time about anything that's on your mind, but also still bring up stuff that's in the game, and just try making the flow of everything better. That's a good place to start, because then you get used to that speaking while playing, and then also things will come up in the game, so you'll get used to speaking about what's in the game. But there'll be times when you're playing games where not much is coming up and you have to pretty much make something out of nothing, and so those type of streams really get you into doing that. And then you'll notice don't do it like continuously every week, because that will be boring, but just like kind of throw it in every now and then. You'll notice that just by watching your streams. So okay, and before we get that, I'm gonna play this. If it's really laggy, then we're gonna end the Joe Cheese career here. But if you're going through, you'll notice, like, if you start rewatching some of your streams, if you have them saved, you'll notice how, like, almost as you go through it, your speaking and quality of the stream will increase. Your ability to speak while playing will go up. That was one of my big problems, is I would get a bunch of people to join, but they would instantly leave because there's it's better now, it's more like 15 seconds, but it used to be like a 30-second delay on the stream. So I wouldn't know that someone was in 30 seconds later, which, like, 30 seconds is what motivates someone. So if no one's watching, I'd be quiet and I'd just be playing. And then someone would join, and then I would see they would join, then I'd start talking, and then they would immediately leave because all they heard and saw was silence. And it is hard to just bring up something out of nothing. So if you keep that up the entire time, anyone who just clicks on the stream can be engaged and will stay in. Also, if you're like me and you just, like, sometimes you want to say what's going on with your channel, or any plans you have, or what's just going on, and you want to just get stuff off your whatever you want to say, and you want to get that off, those streams are also really good to do, because sometimes when you're playing those games, and I will say now it is like that, maybe not as much, because I'm better at speaking while streaming, um, I said that I went completely silent because I kind of lost track there. But it's easier to just kind of slip those things in every now and then, so the average stream is better. But there's still like sometimes where it's nice to do this stuff where it's nice and calm. But it's less and less exciting as I go through it. I don't. Oh gosh, I didn't know that was downhill. Um, it gets less and less exciting every time I play this game, just because there's less and less to talk about because I'm better and I've improved so much, which is nice to see. But it's like every single time I do a golf stream, the entertainment just gets worse and worse on my end. I don't know about on the other end, but for me, it kind of gets worse and worse every time. Entertaining for me, just because before what was so nice about it is it was relaxing and I could put my mind at ease and just say what I want to say, and not have to worry about anything else that's going on, but still have stuff in the game that I want to talk about. And then that was it. But then obviously as I got better and was better at saying things and talking the entire time through streams, that slowly got taken away. Till now I'm at the point where I think a good example was not the last Metro Redux stream, but the one before that, where I honestly, that was like one of my favorite that was one of my favorite streams that I've done, just because I was like on point the entire stream. I can't, like, looking back on it, I can't really think of many times where I just wasn't speaking or there was silent. Like, of course I would do it sometimes for almost comedic effect, or sometimes I would just do it because I'm focused on the game, and not in I'm focused on the game and because I'm focused on the game I don't know what to say. I'm focused on the game because either one, I'm just trying to get past that point because I just need the focus to get through that part, or because trying to think back to the stream, I was scared. That was like the most scared I've been on stream, was not the last Metro Redux but the one before that. It was the most scared I've ever been on stream before, and it hit me, and so I'd just be silent because I was scared and I was trying to sneak by someone. But it wasn't because I didn't know what to say or I was too busy playing. It was just either fear, which you're pretty quiet. Fear is a good way to get someone quiet, or really loud. One of the two. Ah. Yeah, I really like that stream because I was talking the entire time. There's things to talk about, and that's another reason why I've kind of been going a little bit more away from Minecraft recently. Is just because, I mean, you could only talk about Minecraft so much. Like, I know it's not much, but like, if you look at the history of my live streams, I've streamed so much Minecraft, like especially in a row, but just in general, like MCFN, we're at like, I don't even know how many hours of MCFN there is. And so to like pretty much do that every week, because there's times where I went like months, maybe not months, but I went at least like an entire month, 4 straight streams, 2.5 hour streams of just talking about Minecraft and what's in Minecraft and all that stuff. And it is fun at first, but like, then I look at how many are in that playlist. So Minecraft Fun Night has 35. I don't actually, let me just look at the most recent one because I forget to update that one time. So if I go to live streams, popular, not popular, recent uploads, 35, because there's one that was a part 2. So overall, the first one was extra long, so I will count that as those 2 as one whole one. So pretty much 35 episodes or streams of that. Each stream being at least an hour long. So that's at least 35 minutes of play. And that's not including other things. There's other Minecraft streams that I've done that I did not include. Like the reviewing cut challenges series is not included in there. So there are more games that I'm not, episodes that I'm not including in me playing Minecraft. And so it's a little almost daunting sometimes, just go out there and just continuously speak about Minecraft. And I noticed it at first, like I was getting better and better at speaking, and then I started to get worse and worse because of how I was playing. And then the second I went to something else like Metro Redux, where there's a story going on and there's a bunch of talk about in the game, and there's a bunch of talk about while you're playing. How I was speaking the entire time, and even what I was speaking about, which is like the stream overall was just so well, just because there was stuff going on for you to look at, but then there was stuff for me to talk about, and you know, stuff to talk about, then there's stuff to see, and there's stuff for me to do, but I was still able to like speak and do those things at the same time simultaneously, which is, I mispronounced that. I completely butchered that word. Oh, it's loading. Yay. Internet in the non-internet game. And you know, it was really, you know, great. And then it was just, you know, everything was really working, which really hurt because the end of that, like the entire stream was going well. Then it ended with realizing that we're at a point where we would have to go back. I don't even know how many hours of gameplay. Or not even hours, but it was more like 30 minutes. And, you know, I decided to end the stream there, but we found out we were at a point where we had to go back 30 minutes to get certain supplies so that we can make it forward. And that series, I wish it would have ended better, because we had a bunch of time on it, and I was really getting into it too, and I was doing a push to end it. But I wanted to properly end it. That was why I was pushing to end it. It's just because I have so many games downloaded that I have to get space done. Gone through, so you know, I have to go through and I have to get the games done. But if I do a stream on them, I have to finish the game, because in case anyone that does like it or does like it, I want to finish the game. And that one really hurt because I was really getting into it too. Like after those 2 streams, I was really getting into the game and I was really liking it and liking the story. And again, how I've just improved so much, that was a lot more fun to do that type of stream, because when I first did it, it wasn't really fun because, you know, there's just so much going on that my brain was trying to process in the game that I would continuously forget about streaming. But as I got better and better, that became more and more of a fun game to play, to the point where when I was, you know, can speak the entire time, it was so much fun to just go out there and play the game and just fully be immersed, but then also just be able to speak and just have these 2 things that are going well at the same time. And then it ends with, there's this point in the game that you can't get past, and then we found out in the stream after that, which was the last stream of the game, that the game, you can't just go back to a previous save and continue on. It's not like that. You go back to the previous chapter. There's not even saves, it's chapters, and then continue. Every time you go to the next chapter, you get reset at where you were the first time you made it to that chapter. So in the game, you need oxygen. So I went back and I got like, I think it was like 8 minutes of oxygen, or actually I think it was like 12 minutes of oxygen. But no matter like what I did, I was like trying to conserve oxygen the entire time, and it wasn't even what much oxygen we needed to use. I don't think it was even 8 minutes, and I was like continue searching for more oxygen, so I was gaining more, and then we hit the end, and you know, it was still the same. I had the same amount of oxygen, which was none. So I realized that if I wanted to get that point with oxygen, I would have to restart all like 6 hours of the game we already had. We were already heading towards the end of the game too, and I was like, I'm not gonna play 6 hours of this game again. Like, I like it, but unless like for some reason just like that stream was to do amazing and everyone would beg for me to go back to it, I was not gonna replay that game. Not all 6.5 hours. But yeah, that even though it did end up there, I can't deal with how long that waited to load. So I think I have to wake up early tomorrow anyways. So the responsible thing would to just end it here. So I'm going, I'm gonna end 2 things tonight. We're going to, 1, end the stream but just because the servers aren't really working well, there's no servers, by the way. I want to make that clear. There are no servers in this game. This is a offline game mode that I have to wait for my internet to continue with. But because for some reason my internet doesn't work anymore, even though it was perfectly fine when the game was new, but now that there's a new FIFA 22 this isn't FIFA. There's now a PGA Tour 22 that's been out, and there's a PGA Tour 23 that's coming out. Suddenly this game isn't working as much anymore, because EA Sports is kind of corrupt. So it is annoying, but if it is going to be like that, it is going to be like that. And I'm not going to push through it because pretty much I'm not getting anything because I'm waiting and I'm talking when I can do that in a different stream. And there's nothing to look at, so it's literally just me talking in those long parts. So it's not going to pretty much what I'm doing now. But I'm just going to do this now because I want to end it and say why I'm ending it. And then I'm also going to say what this means for Joe Cheese. I said it earlier, but I'm going to re-say it again. But yeah, I'm not getting anything. Because the whole point of it is that you have something to watch and I'm doing something, but I can still speak. It's like the whole point of these streams. So when I have to wait long periods like that of there being nothing and just me talking, it takes away from that visual aspect that was so appealing to me. So when that's gone, it's not as fun or even serving the purpose that it was intended. So I'm going to stop playing in that essence. But for canon reason, because the Joe Cheese series, or I guess it's just the Cheese Legacy, it's not Joe Cheese, because Joe Cheese is officially retiring from golf. He, had fun playing, and he really liked going out there and doing good, but, it's just, the game ended up just feeling slower for him. It wasn't as much fun. He just wasn't feeling it. And also just with his he has a son who's growing up, and his son's getting interested in a sport of which I will not reveal yet. And so his son's getting more excited in this one sport, and he wants to help his son fulfill his dreams and be there for his son, but he can't when he's going around doing all these commercials and all this stuff that Joe Cheese being Joe Cheese, is a very famous guy. And so he has plenty of money, and he's saying, you know what, I'm going to exit the game now and leave with the height of my career because I'm losing interest in this game that I love. And so I'm just going to leave and, focus more on my family and my son. So that is the end of Joe Cheese. Will he come back in the future? Probably not. Do not expect for there to be another Joe Cheese. Maybe like a descendant whose name was Joe, like another Joe who's a cheese, but not Joe Cheese the OG. That rhymed, kind of. So yeah, Joe Cheese the OG. Pretty much the last you're gonna see of him. Maybe if I somehow, for some reason, get another golf game, which I probably won't, especially since the ending of this is so bitter and I'm so petty. I'm not gonna, even if I have a chance to play PGA Tour 23, I like PGA Tour, but the fact that, when there's other games coming out and suddenly the older game doesn't work, I'm not gonna support your other games by playing them. Even though, no one really watches this, it's still, kind of supporting them, and I don't want to support that. So, maybe if it's, a different golf game series, and if it's a different golf game series, I'll do it. But overall, PGA Tour, I don't think I'm ever going to touch this game or this series again after this bitter ending. Because I really want to protest against that. It's really the second a new game's out, I have to spend... This one I got for free, but if I would have spent money on this, it would have been $60 to buy this game so that it could work for... I think it worked for about a year and a half, maybe 2, if you want to be generous, but it was more like a year and a half. And honestly, I think it was probably a year. I just didn't play it enough to notice. But yeah, you got a year of $60. You get to play this game, which only has 4 things you can do for a year. until it pretty much doesn't work and you have to spend $60 on the newest edition of it, which knowing EA is going to be the same thing. So I'm not going to support that. And I know I play Madden, but at least the older Maddens still work. Like, I can still do all the stuff I like in the older Maddens, and you know, not, you know, it doesn't really affect any, you know, it doesn't really change anything if there's a new game out, other than like trying to play online, but you'll get that with any game. You know, the thing with Madden though is that like they release the same game every single year is like the one complaint. But with this one, you know, the fact that you're just not gonna make the other games work, like, same reason why I don't really like Apple, I don't like Android. But anyways, I'm gonna end it here. You know the stuff with Joe Cheese. You know, look for his son, which I will say that. So a quick recap of the cheeses. So you got Joe Cheese, who's officially retired. His cousin Joe Rose is in the MMA. His brother Jim Cheese, who's the middle child, is a soccer player. And then you have the youngest child, John Cheese, who's a running back for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, playing football. And then a son, who's soon to be an athlete. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting the Joe Cheese career. Yeah. It does hurt to say goodbye, but also my PS4 will be so happy that there is extra space that isn't being taken up by a game that I play maybe once every 3 months. With that being said, goodbye.